So, welcome to Eminem Tour.
My name's Mwila.
My name's Malunga.
Should we get into it, girl?
I think we need to because it's been a while.
It has. We back, girl.
Yeah.
So, you know how we start. You know how we do.
I think we should start with a deep breath this time.
Okay.
Should we
let's
just
do
take
that. Let's take a little bit.
a moment of meditation and pause?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm on a spiritual
Okay, no,
vibe
that's all
today.
right. I'm feeling it. I'm on the train as well.
All right. So.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find like for me, sometimes when I'm in a state of hurry or just when there's a lot going on in my mind, I'm like, I just want to breathe for a minute, have a moment of silence just to feel my body and my energy.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
agree. Because sometimes we forget to do that, like to stop and pause and just breathe.
Just breathe.
Forget. Yeah. Just breathe. Just breathe for life.
Yeah.
But it's so important because it brings you back to the moment
Yeah.
as well.
And being present as well.
Yeah, that's true. Because my mind can be in all places.
Yeah. I mean, what's been your ick of the week this time round?
My ick of the week?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? It's one of those things. And it's not no shade to people out there that do this because I know there's going to be some guys that are going to feel like she's talking about me. She's talking about me.
Yeah.
But what my ick is this week is, you know, when you see guys in conversations with each other, or not even just guys, it happens to girls as well, when they're in conversations with each other and the conversation is past, but you're so focused on getting your
Point across.
yes.
Okay.
That you bring it back, even though we've gone long gone, we're talking about something completely different now.
Okay.
But then
okay.
but you know what? I can't lie. I had to look at man in the mirror. I had to look at myself because I actually do it myself.
Yeah.
And I realized one time when I was doing it, and I realized I was just like, this is terrible. It's almost like it's not even a bad thing per se because it depends on who you're with. But sometimes when you're in conversation, you kind of feel like I don't know why it's an ick to me, but it feels like maybe it's an attention thing to me that makes me feel like, can't you just move with the chat? Like, why is it so important? Unless if it's
to bring it back and prove your point.
yeah, unless if it's a pressing thing that you're actually trying to say something in that moment. But if it's something that's just like, it can go. It wasn't that deep. It doesn't
And I feel like
add to the conversation.
yeah,
Go on,
and I feel like with someone like that, it's like they're clearly trying to be right.
yeah.
You know, they're clearly trying to just, it's about being right for them and not necessarily hearing what someone else has to say.
Yeah.
Which is like, it doesn't make the conversation interesting either because I feel like everyone has something that they might consider to be their truth.
That's true.
Or true.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, it doesn't make the conversation well-rounded. It's just, it's an ick. Yeah.
Yeah. And I
It's
think
an
for
ick.
me, it's not even just about being right. Sometimes it can be like, you're so, and you know what, maybe they're playing it out in their minds, like they're so invested in the result of their definition of the conversation that it has to be said, it has to be heard.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like I can see that in the conversation. It's weird. But then when I saw it myself, I said, hey, hold on, mister.
Oh.
So, yeah, I said, let me change this up because sometimes I have
Oh,
found,
so you were doing that as well.
I've been doing it in my life throughout my whole life. People might be thinking, people who know me be like, oh, you're describing yourself. You're actually describing yourself, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, so like I'm in the same group. But yeah, I definitely feel like,
You're aware of it.
I am.
You're aware of it, which means
And I'm
that
trying
you can work on it, you know?
yeah,
You
it's
can
true,
work
it's
on
true,
it.
It's true. What about you, my girl? What's your ick of the week?
What is my ick of the week? It's weird. I don't know if I have one this week.
You
but
don't have any.
there's always something. There's always something. Oh my God. So I've joined a new gym.
Okay.
And yeah, sis just wants to work those bones, you know, just get a bit of muscle and just feel a bit, even muscle, but just feel good in the body,
Come on.
And it's not like I necessarily have a particular goal.
Okay.
But anyways, I've joined the gym. the membership it's not expensive, but it's
Gym memberships can be pricey.
yeah.
It
And
can.
sometimes you need to try and catch a deal, but this time I didn't really.
Yeah, it's the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but it's not that time to. There's not many deals, so I know that it's good for me, like mentally, to just have time to work out, to just have that space for me. But I went, and my membership is off peak, so I have to go at particular times. And because I'm new to this gym, I was like, I'm not gonna, say the gym, but I was thinking, I can just go. I didn't realize what time I needed to be there. So I was like maybe 20 minutes early.
Okay.
Now the lady at the front desk, because my card wasn't really working, and it's because I was 20 minutes early.
Yeah.
She was just like, sorry. She was acting like she killed someone. She was like, yeah, for a minute. I was like, what did I do? She's like, I'm sorry. You can't come in. And I was like, why? And then she was just like, your membership doesn't start yet.
Yeah.
You're a little bit early. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, is that it?
How did she say it? Like,
yeah. I was thinking, come forward a bit because your mic, the mic.
no. Oh,
so you're
okay,
nice and loud.
Oh, sorry. Go.
Yeah,
I should
forward.
come forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to hear you. But so I was thinking to myself, what? Like, I would just wait. I don't mind.
Yeah.
And I just said, I'll just wait. It's fine. And she goes, yeah, you're gonna, it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to wait.
When someone feels so uncomfortable when they're telling you news, like, she doesn't have to come with that. And she could just be like, because you know yourself, you're on the, and it's not a bad thing to be on that. Do you know what I mean? But the way, it would make me feel away because I'd feel like, why are you acting like
She was so uncomfortable sharing it with me that I was like comforting her. I was like,
it's okay, girl.
Yeah, I was like, it's all right. An older woman, actually. So I feel like with the older generation, sometimes they definitely stick to the rule book.
Oh,
it's like,
and also sis could have just let you in.
She could have let me in.
It was 20
I was
minutes.
early, 20 minutes early. So I was like, can I just wait inside?
Yeah.
Like, do you want me to wait outside? The membership's already a little bit, it's not like it's cheap.
Yeah.
At least, I'll wait inside. I'm not going to run off.
Yeah.
And she was just like, okay, yeah. I was like, all right. And I just sat there and I waited.
Yeah.
But I just got annoyed a little bit because I just thought to myself, you're being a bit of a job's worth. Like, you can just, even if I by the time I go to the changing room, my membership would have started.
Exactly.
You could have let me in.
Yeah.
So I just sat there waiting at like reception, like I was in trouble, like some naughty schoolgirl, like just waiting to get in and to work out. Because the woman's like watching me like, don't you dare.
Yeah.
And then I was saved by this like guy that actually signed me up initially. And he was just like, are you all right? And then
because he must have been confused.
He was confused, like, why is she sitting there? He could tell I hadn't had my workout yet.
Yeah.
That was that was definitely an ick for me this week because, when someone's been a bit of a job's worth for no reason, and it's like, no one's around, you can let me in, you can be kind. Yeah. But it's all right.
Yeah,
it's all right.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all well with her.
I had a good workout and I got in a little bit early anyway. I got my way, basically. I got my way.
And talking about, we came today to talk about health.
Yeah. So that leads us into
that, like, naturally, And in regards to health, actually, how are you in regards to your health? How are you doing?
Damn. All right.
Really?
All right, doctor. Dr. Wheeler in the house. Have you been drinking?
Yeah.
Have you been smoking? I don't smoke, but yeah. I think I'm okay. I think I could definitely be doing a little bit more to look after myself. But that's why I signed up to the gym. Just because it's not always just about the physical health, but I feel like mentally, just working my body, getting a bit of a sweat. I feel like that makes me feel more just centered and grounded. Yeah, but I think with health, you've always got to check in with yourself a little bit and just try and figure out where you're at, because it's always going to change.
Do you do that before you work out?
What, like just have a sort
Kind
of
of like a full body check to see what it is you want? Because you said you're doing it for like energy as well. So like, do you check what it is that you want to work on, or do you go with like kind of a plan more?
Yeah, I mean, I just go with an open mind and I change it up each time. But it's not like I've been going consistently to work out or anything. It's just like, it's on and off,
good,
right?
though,
It's on and off. Yeah. What about you though? How do you feel?
When it comes to the gym.
Yeah.
When it comes to the gym, it's, well, you know what's crazy? I cancelled my gym membership of recent.
She's had enough because they're not letting you in early. That's why.
That's right. I said that woman had to go. Never know. But yeah, like I cancelled it because I felt like I started my gym membership and then I was going, then I stopped, and I felt like I'm paying for it and I'm not going.
A lot of people.
But then I knew that, people do that a lot. But I thought if it continues to come out of my account, it will kind of motivate me to want to go more. But it did not. Life got ahead of me and I was just like, it's just busy. But in my heart, I do want to get back into the gym, start working out more. I think previously, my reasons for wanting to work out were actually a bit, they weren't great, to be fair. It was more about image and looking.
So more like surface level.
It was very surface, and I felt I want to grow my booty with mama.
She want to be doing them.
I want to be doing the squats and let my waist and my stomach be ready for life. But I really had to sit down and think to myself, actually I want to build my energy as well, and work on that naturally. But yeah, that hasn't really I'm gonna be easy with myself, soft to myself, but I haven't really been doing that. But it's something that's on my plans to be doing and get back into it. I also have a thing for gyms in regards to a nervousness about going to I don't know if you get this, but I get so conscious if I'm going to the gym, because I've been going to the gym obviously on my own, but like I feel a bit like people are watching me, even though no one's watching you. But in my hearts of hearts, it's like the spotlight's on me as soon as I enter, and people are watching the way I work out, if I'm doing it correct. I have all this
anxiety around it.
And it's all built. When I get there, I'm fine, but beforehand, I'm thinking to myself, I've even been thinking I want to get to the gym as early as I can so that I can avoid people, which is so random. It shouldn't be like that, but it is. I have to speak my truth. I have to be honest.
Speak it out. Speak it out.
Like I think I need to work on that mentally as well, shifting my focus of not really caring about what other people
think.
Yeah. Have you ever had that before going to the gym?
Yeah, I mean, just in general, gym or not, sometimes you could be on the train and when you just feel like, is this person, are people just staring at me? Or, you don't know where to look and you're just a bit on edge. I think in general, it's a little bit intimidating when you go into that kind of environment where, you've got, and it's so funny because people in the gym are always ripped, or like, is it just me?
At the age of 5?
Is it just me? They're always, to be honest, it's
everyone
like,
looks good in the gym.
It's like, why are you here?
Pack people.
Why are you here? Like, we need some variation.
I know,
yeah, we need to make this place equal, because why are you here? I mean, there was one person, like she had the full makeup on. She was even smelling nice. I was like, have you not been sweating yet? Like, we were running next to each other on the treadmill, and it was so funny because I was thinking, listen, I'm gonna outrun you. Remember, I've just joined, so I'm already like, my ego's like,
You're already frustrated with the woman at the door.
Yeah, I'm frustrated with the woman at the door, but I got to keep it calm.
Yeah.
Then I'm running next to someone on the treadmill and they're just smelling and looking good.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, what kind of environment is this? Because it's messing with me. But yeah, it's intimidating sometimes. And obviously people can go how they want to the gym. They can, wear the little crop top and, have the face beat or whatever. With me, I definitely go like a, you know, like
you're
a
supposed to be you're
very
going to work out. Yeah.
like half asleep basically
Yeah, okay.
in my whole look, but
Yeah.
it is what it is, and I'm there to work out.
Yeah.
But it can be intimidating because it does look and feel like everyone knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
But just try. I think one thing I'm gonna try and do is ask some questions or just observe a bit.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can get tips by just watching
What
and
people do.
and you'll learn that way. Because there's a few, I don't know how to use some of the,
Wait.
like the equipment.
Yeah,
like it's a bit,
same.
it can be a
I
bit.
try to look at the pictures,
even
and read
weights.
them,
And I'm like,
I'm so
don't.
confused.
But actually, if you get like a PT, even
Yeah.
just for like a few sessions, that can help build
That's
your
true, actually.
confidence.
Yeah.
And they can show you how to use all the different
Equipment,
bits of
true.
equipment. So but how about like when it comes to health?
Mm.
Do you feel like it's important to know where, you know, someone in your family is at with their health, or, you know, a partner? Or do you think it's important to be aware of someone that's close to you? Do you think it's important to be aware of their, like where they're at with their health?
That's interesting.
Yeah. And
question.
and do you feel like that will affect you? Because
If it's a partner, maybe. I think possibly. I think it's good that if you have a partner and you can motivate each other, that is actually very powerful, especially with mental health as well. Like I think when it comes to, like, even when I think about me and my ex, the good thing about him, he was very good around like checking in about certain things around just personal growth, but then also that kind of adds to like health.
yeah.
So I think that was something that we kind of stretched and exercised a lot within our relationship and how we spoke to each other and things like that.
Okay.
I think I've also been with someone who was not that he wasn't great with conversation, but when it came to motivating, it's almost like you didn't know my language around motivating, and I could see you're trying to talk to me about motivating me with working out and health and things like that.
Okay, so he wasn't
But
as
it
health
wasn't
conscious.
as,
or...
yeah, it wasn't giving loving and supporting.
Yeah.
But then also, I think it's good because then you also mirror each other a little bit when you're doing things the same and you're on the same pathway. Not to say that if someone's not working out doesn't mean, I mean, I'm the one that's not working out, but if someone's not working out,
You're the one cancelling the memberships here, yeah. You know?
If someone's not working out, that means I'm not going to be like interested in being with them or dating them. But like, I think it is good to have that conversation in relationships for sure. I think in family, I think mind your business. I'm joking.
Mind your business.
No, I'm joking. But look, it's funny because my dad is actually on me a lot around health. He actually talks to me about going to every time I talk to him, without fail, in that conversation, it's about, when are you going back to the gym? And I'm like, it's a girl putting on weight. What's going on? But I get it because he's trying to also be motivating and encouraging. And I think it's more about a mental thing. When people go to the gym, I noticed that there's when I go to the gym, I'll talk about from my personal experience, I'd seen a shift in my mental mindset. Even if I'm jogging, and I used to hate jogging, but when I used to jog, get out in the morning and go for a jog or just be outside, get your mind like fresh. Like I felt different. I felt ready for the day. I felt like motivated and energized. So it is nice that if you're feeling that way, your partner can also
encourage you.
Or even family, because it's good to do things. I guess I've never done it before, but like family runs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I've heard some people talk about that before. Have you ever thought of that? I can't imagine really. You're laughing because imagine it me.
I'm laughing because I'm just thinking I can imagine my whole family just, you know, come on, Malunga, come on, you know, mom, come on, you know, just the whole pack, running. It would just be hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you running? Like, what are you running from?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
It's like, did something happen? Like, I don't think people would realize that we're actually just jogging for health. I think they're going to think they're running away from something, you know?
It's funny. It's funny. But no, I think that's actually quite a cute idea. Like,
it's a cute idea.
Family kind of run. Maybe we should join like maybe siblings.
Yeah.
Like
well,
run
me and
day.
you could run together.
Yeah, we could run together. Yeah. I feel like you're more better
No,
healthier than
listen,
me.
let's not compare here.
It's true,
Okay,
it's not a comparison. But you might be ahead of me. I'm just saying, don't worry if I'm behind.
I can leave you. I can
Yeah,
leave
you can leave me in the tracks. Because I've run with a friend before,
Oh, and
and he used to jog. I didn't run. He was running. I was jogging. And he used to actually jog. It was a while back now. And we were just doing the river run. And I met him at London Bridge. So I went from my space where I was living to London Bridge on the river. And I was already tired by the time. He was just getting out of his house, getting ready to start, right?
okay.
So I was thinking to myself, okay, firstly, I've already done part of a run, okay, a jog. You've got energy. When I say like, when somebody starts jogging and then they come back and jog around you, try and catch up so you can catch up with them.
Yeah.
I said to myself, I'm never jogging with this boy again in my life. But it did help though, because I was 100%. I think that's like the longest. And I've jogged back as well. I didn't think I was going to, but
it
was,
motivates you.
Yeah, it was.
I
And
think you do need sometimes just that partner to motivate you, whether
it
it's
doesn't even have to be a partner, it could be a friend.
Yeah, I mean, like just like a partner in crime, not in crime, but you know, just someone
in
that
health
you can check in with.
It's
just
true.
whether that be like some sort of life coach or because you even mentioned like with your ex and stuff, like how
a life coach.
so the life coach stuff, even though it might have not been specifically around health, it's like having someone that's gonna motivate you and check in with you in that way in regards to your life and coach you through it, and you coach each other is so like
It's true. Crucial.
that is actually quite nice.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if I've experienced that really. I think
have you? Do you? Do you talk about health in relationships?
Yes, but I think like at the moment I do think it's nice to have that kind of just someone around, whether that be just your family or whoever, to check in and say, what are you doing? What are you doing for you?
Yeah.
And also I feel like when I see someone else working on themselves, I'm like, okay, I need to get back on track. I need to, I need to get to that point where I'm also doing the same. It might not look the same, but I'm also doing the same. And I think there's like mental health, there's physical health, there's spiritual health.
That's true.
And to some people, it might not be as important to be working out in the gym, but maybe they're really taking time to go for very long walks and maybe they're meditating quietly in their home. And it's not, I feel like it's not always obvious.
It's true.
And we are in a culture where sometimes I feel like people are, look, I'm doing this, and I was, I was up at 5 a.m. and this is the gym outfit for today, and everything's looking tight and cute, or just, I don't know. It's like it doesn't always have to be on display. What you're doing to work on you can be. I actually think it's a very private journey. And I find that sometimes it feels like a lonely journey when you're working on yourself.
That's true. I do feel that as
Yeah.
well. Like, I think it's interesting that you said that, because I feel like recently it's something that I've spoken about in therapy, actually, around me kind of tapping in and doing that self-work. And what I started to realize was, actually, this ain't the Instagram look of self-work. This is like in the in the gym per
Preach
se,
it.
like it's like the
It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
It's not the
There's no
Instagram look.
filter. This is
none of
raw.
that.
This is raw.
Yeah, and it's like physically working out. It's like you literally, it hurts sometimes. You're sweating, you're doing all those things, and when you're doing it emotionally, you're going through so much trauma that you've built up, so many walls that you have to bring down.
Yeah.
And you're assessing those within yourself, and sometimes it hurts and it's painful.
Yeah.
It's not always going to be like, let me just kind of soothe myself. And sometimes it is about soothing yourself, but sometimes it's about kind of looking at the dark sides in your life and your past and what's made up who you are as a person. And I've been doing a lot of that actually recently.
Like reflection on who you are.
Yeah. And I've realized that, like, for me personally, I think naturally I'm like quite a bubbly, happy person. But I think I've been quite sad recently.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that to me.
Yeah. And I think that's been quite difficult to like even just accept or acknowledge or even just work on the sad part of myself. Because I'm a little bit of sadness comes, I'm just like, girl,
you go away.
Go away, it's time to leave.
Yeah.
Let me, bring in a joke. Let me do something that's going to like make myself feel lighter, because I just don't like dealing with the depths of pain and sadness. And that is, kind of disregarding parts of myself. And I feel like I've not matured to that part of myself as well, like how to deal with difficult moments. And I think that's because I'm so used to shielding that with joy and happiness. And not to say that my joy is a fake joy, because I just find it easy to kind of remind myself of joyous moments or being a good space. But sometimes deep down, underneath all of that, there is like a pain there. So I think I need to really start. I am starting to work on that. And
on that side that's maybe a bit darker that people don't see.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean. We grow in the shadows as well. Our roots are, they're in the soil, and it might feel dirty. It might feel quite difficult, and people might not see those seeds that we're planting every day. But I feel like that is an ongoing journey that never happens overnight.
True.
And it's so easy to make it look like that. Like, oh, I just got here, I just managed to get those abs, or the perfect partner but there's no such thing as perfection. It's just like, it's a constant journey of working through who you are.
Yeah. I would also say, working through it is so important, because you start to feel it in your body, like in your actual physical being, and all that trauma that you can kind of like shield and not work on, it will start to come up to the surface eventually at one point without even realizing, whether it will come up in the relationship, whether it will come up in your, like, in just the physical elements and pains and
you can't avoid it. You can't avoid it. And I think that sometimes there's so much of that distraction around us where it's like, I'm going to go out clubbing, or I'm going to get dressed up, I'm going to go away, I'm going to do this, but you're avoiding.
Come on.
And then it gets to a point where you have to face it, and it all comes, it all just blows up in your face essentially, because you're actually saying, oh no, I'm fine, and you're smiling, you're like, no, I'm good. And it's like, who are you pretend? You're pretending. And I guess it's like a coping mechanism that I know that sometimes I've used. I've definitely been like, I'm all good, it's fine. And then behind closed doors, I'm like, life, and I'm just so down.
Saying that as well.
But
how do you work on those things?
Well, on like bits of like sadness and like
or
that.
even those moments of like pain and
I mean, I've got you, right?
Yeah.
I feel like everyone in my life right now, everyone that's around me is for me and meant to be in my life right now. And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, community is important.
Community. I'm kind of still building my community in a way, because I feel like you can always learn from different people, and people from different walks of life.
That's true.
But I'm never like seeking or forcing new connections.
Okay.
I feel like those fall into place every so often.
I don't think there's an intention around building connections.
Sorry, like
there's an intention. Maybe you don't do it like, you just let it kind of come in naturally.
Yeah, come in naturally through whatever I'm doing, because it's so important to protect your energy as well. And when it comes to health, I mean, if I'm stressed out, like what you were saying, you start feeling that in your body.
Yeah.
I mean, even on the way here,
Go and get into it, go get into
Even
it.
on the way here, should we keep it real? Like,
real, girl.
100% real.
Yeah.
On the way here, I was feeling something in my chest.
Honestly, the girl paused and I said to my, do you know what? When you paused, I thought it was the train.
I know.
And I said, what's happening? And I looked forward because I thought it was something you had seen.
Yeah.
And then I looked back and I saw, you're in pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, and I didn't know what had happened, what was going on. I had to check. I said, are you okay? Like,
yeah.
And
I was like
yeah.
some old lady feeling this sharp pain in my chest. And that's scary, you know?
And you don't want to start Googling, and because Google will mess you up.
I have.
Yeah.
I've experienced this pain before.
Yeah.
But then it's gone now. Now that we're here, it's slowly dissolved. But I had to just breathe, you know, and that's why I was like, let's just take a moment to breathe, because I think I was almost forgetting to breathe, you know. And last night, it was quite a stressful, you know, there was just some family stuff that was happening, and I just felt like I had a lot on my mind, and I think that has obviously carried forward to today, because that chest pain was like, girl,
naturally will.
Calm down.
It's true, no, and sometimes you just don't know what it.
I didn't know what it.
It's
I'm gonna have to figure that out.
I'm glad you took the moment to pause and to kind of say, this is what I need for myself. And I think even without realizing that you're using tools that you've gathered throughout life to think about, like, you didn't just press on. You went like, do you know what I mean? Like, let's just move on. Let me just ignore it. Do you know what I mean? Let me actually take this moment to pause, settle. Winners got me, you know, whatever the situation, like, and you know, like, I just need to be present in my body right now. And sometimes your body's calling out for you to do that at times, you know.
But I remember a situation,
What's she gonna say?
I remember a situation where I was dating this person.
Okay.
You know, who knows? Maybe we're still, maybe we're together. Who knows? I'm joking. But I was dating this person, and I was a little bit unwell, and I'm laughing because you know who you are.
Okay.
They're gonna
for people.
They're gonna see this and be like, we're together now. I'm joking. No, but I was dating this person, early stages and stuff.
Okay.
And I went over to theirs, and we had like pretty much a few hours together already, out and about. Went to theirs. Don't worry, it weren't the first date.
Okay.
And even if it was, no judgments.
Okay.
But no, I started feeling quite unwell. I had a bit of a headache, and we were sitting down watching a movie, and my temperature just started to rise. I just felt quite hot and almost like feverish. Okay. And the person didn't really notice that at the start, because they're watching the film like, this is great. It was like a series, one of those zombie kind of things. Anyways, I was just in my body. I was trying to, in front of this person, they didn't realize, but I was trying to just feel better. And I was like, basically suffering in silence. And because it was like a date kind of situation, and we'd been seeing each other for a little bit, but not like a long time, I just felt uncomfortable to share that I wasn't feeling too well. And it's like, there's situations that sometimes arise like that are like, they feel a bit awkward. You want to share that, I'm not feeling 100%. It got to a point anyways where like it was noticeable, and I was just like, I think they wanted to go out or wanted me to stay around or something like that. And then I was just like, I was like, I think I need to just go. Like, I'm not. And then they thought it was something to do with, like, something to do with them. Like, am I, what happened? Like, am I boring you? You know, I was like, no.
Like, listen.
Yeah, like, take a moment to listen. But they, you know, naturally, sometimes we think something is about us. Like, he was thinking, what did I do? And I was just like, no, I'm just not well. I'm not feeling too well. So that was a situation that was.
Interesting, that's different that way, yeah.
But
do you
then-
feel like,
But then,
go on.
yeah, this person,
Yeah.
the actor's coming out in me. So anyways, they were trying to convince me to
Yeah.
like stay, whatever. And then when they realized that I wasn't feeling too well,
What do you
and
mean? Like, they were just ignoring the fact that like
they,
you weren't.
they started to. At first, they had the empathy,
Yeah.
and then they went to this like, come on, like, you know, okay, you're not well, so it almost felt like, okay, this is a bit.
Let's move on from you not being well.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. You're not well, but okay, what are you gonna do then? What are you gonna do? And I think what was quite, I remember, I think there was a bit of an argument in that situation
Okay.
because it felt like that person was being quite selfish. Like they
Yeah.
still wanted a good time.
Dismissive, yeah.
They still wanted a good time. They wanted the night to continue, or maybe wanted to go out in the evening. And I weren't feeling too good, but it almost felt like there started to, you know, there was a bit of a selfishness there that's like, okay, you might have to go home, take a, you know, a chill pill and whatever, but I think I'm still gonna continue the night. And I was
That's
just
not fair on
thinking,
you know, like,
wow.
yeah, like show up for me a little bit.
Yeah, what
I'm in
would
your
you?
presence.
Yeah, what would you do in that situation? Because it was still kind of early
I would've
days.
gone home, you know. I
Yeah,
think I would have gone home probably by the time like I felt a little bit unwell and just said like, I'm just gonna, you know, me and Uber like besties.
Mwila is ready. She could be drunk off her face. She will find a way home.
Oh, maybe
she will
I'll
be
go home.
Ubering straight.
I
Not
know.
even drunk. You know, she could be tired, but you won't see her, and you'll know she's in the Uber. She's in the Uber.
I'm out. I'm
Yeah,
out the
she's
door.
out.
You
She's
you
out.
just know. Cab's booked. I'll
Yeah.
just be like, I'm not feeling well. Cab's
Bye.
booked.
Yeah,
Bye.
and you'll let us know in like the chat.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And I
So
think
you
I'll
would-
just say to them like, it depends on how. But it's interesting that you're saying that because in dating situations, sometimes you can try to kind of push yourself a bit more, which is what you were doing initially.
Mm.
And as you was talking about it, it reminded me of something that had happened with me. But I think in
Okay.
that situation, I think I would be a bit more like, it depends. It varies on how long it's been, who it's with, that type of situation. But if their response doesn't feel like I'm being cared for, me now, I would say, I know what I need and I don't need this. And I don't have the energy for this, to be honest.
Wow.
I'm already feeling sick. Come on, you want me to now come and
Yeah.
argue? No way. Like I can't. I just need to go. Honestly, I just have to say to myself, Mina, we just have to go.
And in
And
the
it's okay.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
okay.
and that's such a good point. It's knowing what you need and looking after yourself, soothing yourself back to good health, mentally, physically, whatever it is you need in whatever situation. It's like you can't be embarrassed around that or tiptoe around it because you're trying to be overly accommodating or present a certain way. And yeah, when it got to that point where it's like, it's clear I'm not well, it's clear we're on two different wavelengths because you're still
Wanna
thinking
party.
about going out
Yeah.
and, you know,
that's
having
not
a
cool.
good old time whilst I'm kind of in this state, and it was a little bit insensitive. And in the end, actually, I did get an Uber, and the person did kind of stay with me throughout the night, and
that's okay. That's
and they turned it around.
Okay,
Like in the
good.
end, they actually did take care of me and make sure that I was okay, and that was it was a nice way to end the night. Like, okay, let's make sure she's home. Let's make sure she has a hot water bottle, paracetamol, whatever she needs, and is taken care of. Because, yeah, in moments like that,
because it really does show up like, to
important,
you who that person is as well and the type of person you're dating. Because you do want somebody who ultimately you're going to be dating, and if you're seeing that person in your life to be like a long-term thing, you want them to have that caring, empathy, empathetic, you know, nature.
yeah,
And you want them to really, you know, take care of you
Yeah.
in some sense sometimes, you know. Yeah.
It's a good testing ground sometimes when not everything is in your control and something just happens and you've got it doesn't matter if it's like a weekend seeing someone or if, you know, you're out in public or whatever, something just happens and you've got to respond or you've got to find a way to navigate that, you know.
You have to find ways to communicate it
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And like really like let that person know that this is not, because I've had times where like you were saying,
Yeah,
where
share what
I
you.
had literally just, I think for me, by the end of it, I won't say the whole story, but by the end of it, I realized in reflection that I should have communicated with that person, but I should have also checked in with myself whether I was okay to be like there. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, because it was ultimately, we went to an event and I wasn't just mentally feeling great. And I
You
was
pushed
there.
yourself
I pushed myself
anyways,
to be there,
yeah.
'cause I thought, I paid, you know, like we paid for this ticket and
But that's
we're
the part in
going.
us that sometimes wants to people please,
Yeah.
right? You're like, I'm feeling crap, but I need to show up for you.
Yeah.
But you're not showing up for you.
Yourself.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
People please yourself.
Yeah.
yeah. Honestly, because you're also a person too. And you forget
Yeah.
that when you're trying to like appease to everybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes, even at work, sometimes you think to yourself like I've noticed that it's been very hectic, but like it's almost like I need to take moments, or we need to take moments to say, what is it that I need in this moment, and how am I going to communicate
Yeah.
that to the people around me?
Yeah, have I had a glass
to
of
be-
water? Have I like taken a moment to eat even?
Yeah.
So wait, you went to this event, although you weren't feeling well.
No, not mentally. It wasn't. I wasn't like physically feeling well. I just wasn't mentally there to be in an environment where there was like
Other
new
people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I just went anyway. But I honestly felt so shit afterwards because I just knew I wasn't myself, and I did spend a lot of the time just kind of sitting down, and we did have a little bit of like
Like a separation in the
separation,
event.
yeah. And
yeah.
it wasn't an argument, but it was almost like a disconnect between
Yeah.
the two of us. And I did share with him like afterwards, like this was what was going on with me. And honestly, I didn't even actually say to him like I don't think I should have gone, but I just said to him like, you know, this is what was happening for me prior, and I don't think that was the space, you know, for me. But yeah,
What was their like response to that? And do you feel like in the event that they were even taking notice? You know, were they being selfish? It's like, yeah, I know a little bit of this. I know a little bit of this story, I'm going to be honest, but like, yeah, it's true talks because it's like,
it's true. Like they weren't, to be fair, in the event, they were a lot. And to be fair, they were doing something for themselves as well. Like they were in that event, they wanted to network. Sometimes guys can be very, very like, this is what I'm going to do.
yeah,
And so I think that was in his, like, he was like, I'm going
one
to network.
track minded. Yeah.
And so like, it wasn't really one track, but like, it was, one track to an extent. And it was like, I'm going to network. And I was just like, okay, cool, great. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, it's good to network. And I was like wanting to network too. But then also I was like, really, I shouldn't be here. Like I shouldn't be here. And like I don't think he realized the extent of what I was feeling in that moment.
And going through,
And what I was going through. And to be fair, I didn't share it beforehand. Like I didn't really share the extent of it. And I was not in a great space.
Yeah. But
at
when
all.
when you did share, do you feel like you were listened to and held in some way?
I did. Oh, I did. I felt like, you know, he was listening, you know, and here to like hear what I felt. But I don't know, I think I still needed to sometimes you just need yourself to kind of heal yourself too. And it's interesting because as you were speaking before, I thought to myself like, sometimes, because you know, you said like, sometimes, you know, I'm out in public, I'm this person, and I go home and I'm like,
Feeling down. Yeah.
yeah, and because home is that safe space where you can just break down.
Yeah.
And sometimes home is in people too.
Mm.
And I think I need to find my space because I've noticed I'm distancing myself from people being my home. I'm just kind of enclosing myself in that.
Oh, and dealing with it.
Myself.
Yeah.
And I was in that space then. And I think I'm still in that space a little bit now where I don't really I don't communicate as much of what's going on for me mentally as much. Because I want to appease and be like this happy person. I want to be this looking healthy, great, whatever person.
Yeah, bringing that joy to other people.
I want to be the Instagram, like, looking, you know, when I say Instagram, I mean like the idea in my mind of what I should be.
Yeah.
And that's so much more important than who I am being in that moment.
Yeah, who
and I'm
you
like,
really are.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of accept as well.
Yeah, and I guess we have to give people the opportunity to help us sometimes because when people don't know what you're actually going through, it's like, how can they actually help?
Yeah.
So it's hard to you can't really be mad at someone sometimes for not being there for you when everyone's got their own little worlds that they live in and sometimes are just completely unaware, and that's okay. Like, I do think that there are some battles that, there are some battles that we have to go through more privately, and it doesn't. So? I think there's some battles that we might fight silently.
Okay.
And we do come out, we come out of it. But it's like, I feel like God, the universe, they give us things that we can handle, it might not feel like that in the moment, but it's just kind of like a test of faith sometimes. Yeah. But like sometimes you can't be mad if someone's not completely aware of what you're going through, because sometimes I feel like only I know what I've been through, what I'm going through now. And maybe I do have the answer. Like, maybe I will find that answer, and it's
always in
and
yourself.
It's within,
Yeah.
but I just need to get there along the way. Because it's like, when you sometimes ask for someone's opinion and then they give you their opinion, or like, oh no, actually you should wear that. And then you're thinking, no, actually I'm going to wear this. Like, you actually knew what you wanted to wear, or like what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
But, you seeking that validation, you're like, actually, I know what I need to do and what I want to wear, or what, what's inside. But it's an ongoing journey with health, and we're getting there slowly. What are you gonna do this week, or try and work on maybe to
So what I'm gonna do, because what I have been doing has been unrealistic. I am the girl who puts in my diary, I say, I'm gonna sign back up to the gym.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wake up at 4 a.m. I'm going to leave my house 4:30. I will be at that gym 4:45 until I've been doing every single day, and I've been failing to go and do it every single day. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to ease myself back into it. Got exercise bike at home. I'm gonna use that to start off with, and even do some yoga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stretch it out.
And also I'm going to do maybe some MOT on my body. Like, there are some
MOT.
Things, like, like when you give your car service, you do like a full MOT.
Okay. Yeah, I like how you use that.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to service the body.
Yeah. You're going to get insurance.
Yes. I'll pay for insurance too. But like, I'm just going to, I think, check in with my emotions and my body, and probably do that more incrementally throughout the day. And if I'm saying that term correctly, but
I know what
the people know.
We know what you mean.
But
it's small doses.
It's small doses throughout the day as well, but also at the beginning of the day and maybe at the end, to just see where I am, what I'm feeling, where I'm feeling it in my body, and just give myself space to feel it. Not try to release it, not try to fix it, not try to do anything, just feel it and know that it's okay, that it's there, and that it will get better if it's bad. Even if it's good, it's going to get even better. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, just kind of giving myself grace. That's one thing that I'm going to be working on.
I like that. I'm going to steal that.
Okay.
I like,
This is to share.
Yeah. Offering yourself grace. Yeah, that's important, I think. So I'm going to try that and try not to be so hard on myself. And I'm also going to try and not just go at 110%.
Okay.
24/7.
Okay.
I'm
hold
like,
you accountable.
Yeah, I'm either like going at 110% or just literally 0.5%.
Yeah.
It's like all or nothing.
All or nothing. Yeah, I'm like that too.
And actually I'm going to try and pace myself.
Okay.
And I think just take my time, be patient with myself. I'm going to check out the chest.
Okay.
That pain in the chest, although please.
Yeah.
I'm going to try not to Google, but I'm just going to, I'm going to examine my body and
go to the doctors to see that too.
Yeah.
Whoever it needs to see.
Yeah. I'm just going to take my time. Ultimately, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to be patient with myself, and I'm going to offer myself grace.
I like that
So,
too.
yeah.
I like that too.
Let's see how it goes.
And I think we'll check in next time to see how that went as well. So
thank you. Yeah, thank you for listening.
And
And that's it. We've been M&M Talks. Yeah.